idea as how I see us moving on in the next stage of our diocesan life together. There are two separate tasks facing us. Firstly, the appointment of a new diocesan bishop, and secondly, keeping focused on the tasks in hand. The appointment of a new diocesan bishop has now been delegated to 6 diocesan representatives on the National Crown Nominations Commission. The Vacancy and C Committee has completed its role of producing a diocesan profile and person specification, shortly to be made public, and electing our 6 representatives. And can I thank here Dean Nick for so ably chairing that committee and David Payne for being its secretary. Our elected representatives will act for the diocese and will work together with the national representatives and the archbishops on the appointment process. So do please pray for those representatives. Gillian Clark, Debbie McIsaac, Gerald Osborne, Sarah Woodrow, Martin Underhill, and Rosemary MacDonald. Now I'd just like to now share with you a couple of slides under the heading Beyond the Present. Which brings together some of the items we have discussed this evening and hopefully focuses us on our common life together. These are challenging times, and it will be remiss of me or of us if we consider this time of vacancy as in any way business as usual. There are challenges facing the local church as well as the diocese. The main task facing us at a local level is actually inhabiting the post-COVID church. We are feeling our way a step or perhaps weekly at a time. What do things feel like? How are we regrouping? Who will join us or not join us? And that all takes energy. Then there is the larger task of, in all of that, discerning where God is at work in new ways and old ways and joining in. That may well be very different to how things have been before. It may involve honest consolidation. It will mostly be outside our buildings as we seek to continue to bring about community transformation for the sake of God's kingdom. And we cannot do this alone. We are all required with others to discern what appropriate patterns of being church are needed for each context in which we find ourselves. This will take pragmatism and it will take some creativity. It's been encouraging for me recently to meet people who have been drawn into the church and deeper in faith over the course of the last year, and to see an increase also of those considering different forms of service and ministry. Therefore, there is a challenge for us all at a local level to continue this journey in the church of moving people on in faith through nurture, through discipleship and vocation, so we can all share with others the good news of what God has done in our lives, and they in turn can join in. We've heard much tonight about the Diocesan Response, and this is, remember, the Diocesan Board of Education as well as the DBF. In my mind, it's all about creating supportive structures to resource and enable what is happening on the ground. And this is where the mission and pastoral plan comes in. Whilst we can do a great deal without money, we can do a lot more with it. So developing financial stability and affordable ministry must be a key objective. Which is why alongside this, we need to make plans for reshaping ministry, changing boundaries, shifting resources to respond to the local church with creativity and realism. The interface of the two, the local and the diocesan, is vital. The generous giving campaign is not only to maintain levels of stipendiary clergy, which in some places may need to change, but will also enable us to resource new things. It will also help us share our resources around, so some of the more needy areas of the diocese are resourced as much as the areas of plenty. It will require good communications, and we shall be paying attention to that as we move into the autumn. Communication needs to continue to be honest and transparent. Dialogue and listening together will be important too, through our new councils and a new synod, through our rural deans and lay chairs, and through the work of us bishops and archdeacons, through church and through school. There may well be hard choices to make, however, they are best made when all the facts are laid out and everyone who needs to be is involved. And finally, I would say most important in all of this is the need for prayer and care. To be honest, most of us are feeling fairly anxious as we move into this post-COVID world. We need good holidays, good work-life balance, and good support. So let's, as that wonderful prayer in the marriage service goes, be tender with each other's dreams and healing of each other's wounds. We need to pray for our next bishop, for those charged with the process, and for all that we seek to do. And there will be different ways for us all to engage with that in the coming months. I've said to a few people that my aim is to steer a steady ship in the months to come. Well, this is no Sunseeker yacht though, with one person steering and everyone lying out on deck enjoying themselves. This is more traditional sailing ship where all hands are needed on deck. The Bible says, without vision, the people perish. So let's not stop dreaming dreams, doing the reimagining. However, moving on also takes an honesty about how we are, an admission of the fact that we cannot do it all in our own strength and how much we need God's help. So our calling is to move on together in faith, trusting in Jesus Christ, who is the same yesterday, today, and forever, renewing hope as we go and making a difference to all those we meet.